everyone, I'm Emily, and today I wanted to start a new series where I'll share all of my monthly pickups as well as get into some details about the games I've been recently playing. Before we start, I first just wanted to thank everyone who's been watching my videos, sharing sort of this new journey with me, and leaving a lot of nice and thoughtful comments down in the comment section. And really that's one of the main reasons why I started making these videos. I really love that conversation and interaction when it comes to talking about hobbies. So I really can't thank you guys enough for all the warm support I've had so far. But anyway, let's get into my game pickups. And for the month of April, I will start off by saying I did buy a lot more games than I normally do. But to my defense, a lot of these I did purchase on sale. I took advantage of the buy two get one free deals. I think Amazon and GameStop were offering towards the beginning of April. So that's where the bulk of the Switch games came from. So the first three games I bought taking advantage of the buy two get one free deals were these three games. And so these have been on my wish list for a while. And they were all priced in the $30 tier, which made these $20 each, which I think is probably the best you're gonna find most of these games. There might be like a Black Friday deal of these being slightly cheaper, but I think $20 is a good deal. So I'm gonna go through these quickly, but the first one is Neo, The World Ends With You. And I think I should probably play the first game before getting into this one, but I'm really excited to try out the series because it's such a unique take on JRPGs. And I heard the music's just fantastic, so I think that'll be a fun one to get to. And then next we have Neo Kuni 2, Revenant King, and this is another case where I haven't played the first game yet. I do own it on the Switch. It's in my backlog. And I did hear that they're kind of different games, and the playstyle is different. I think the first one is more turn-based, whereas the sequel is action RPG. So I'm looking forward to getting around to that one. And then next we have the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And I, again, haven't played the Ace Attorney games, but these are visual novel-like and have really good mysteries. I've been meaning to play the first three games that they ported over to the Switch as a Japanese import. But I did hear that these this two-game package is really good. And this actually takes place in a different time period. It's the 19th century Japan and England, so I'm very curious to see how this plays. I've dabbled a little bit in the, some of the Ace Attorney games that were on the 3DS. But yeah, this is just another series I've been meaning to get around to that I feel like I will enjoy. And then the next three games I bought from the buy two get one free deal were some recent JRPGs. So starting off with Crystar here, I don't know too much about this game other than I know the main character cries, and there's a good JRPG sort of story and combat system. And so these recent games were only $33 each after the discount, so I thought that was a pretty good price for these a little bit more niche JRPGs that once they're gone, they're hard to get. So I'm glad I picked up that one. And then this next one here is Death End Quest 2, which again was originally released on the PS4 and then recently ported over to the Switch. I do have the first one that was, I think, distributed through Limited Run Games. I really like the premise of the Death End Quest series, and that it doesn't take itself too seriously. You have, I think, these game developers who somehow get stuck in their own games and they have to get out. And I heard the humor is really good, and it's just a really good, sort of lighthearted JRPG experience that I'm looking forward to. And then we have Atelier Sophie 2, and I'm really looking forward to this game. I think out of all the new pickups I'll be sharing today, this is the one I'll probably be playing first. I really love the Atelier series, especially Ryza, and I played a few of the Dusk trilogy. And I really like how Gust just improves upon their formula on each iteration of the series. But yeah, this just is going to be a nice laid back and chill JRPG experience, and I really like the alchemy mechanics that Gust puts into their games. Earlier this year I finished up Ryza 2, which was I think my favorite of the series so far, and so I'm really looking forward to Sophie 2. Again, it just seems like Gust just improves upon their formula with each iteration of their games. And then finally, for the buy two, get one free deal, I have these 3 Ultimate games. And I try to pick up basically all visual novels you could find on the Switch system, and I do really like these romance visual novels in particular. They're usually a lot of fun. So this is the most recent one, came out earlier this year, a variable Barricade, and this is supposed to be just a really kind of lighthearted one. A lot of the Otome games I've played sometimes almost take themselves a little too seriously, so I think this will be kind of a breath of fresh air and have something lighthearted. I think this is where the girl is set up with all these bachelors that she has to kind of figure out is the right one for her. And I did end up getting this first press version, which comes with art cards. So it's always a nice bonus in these games. And then this one, Cupid Parasite, came out last summer, and this is supposed to be another lighthearted Otome game where I think you play as Cupid, and she's trying to help matchmake all the bachelors. So I've heard really good things about that one in particular. And then this last one, Olympic Soiree, came out last year as well, and I think this is going to be a little bit more darker in that there's a caste kind of hierarchy system based off of skin color. So there's going to be kind of like a race theme in here, which might be interesting. And if I remember correctly, I think the female protagonist in this one has to choose like a partner or something to build up her clan, which is slowly dying or something like that. So that one I've heard mixed things on. I've heard either you really love it or you don't. So we'll see what my thoughts are on that one. And then quickly, I did share that I bought this earlier this month in my first video actually, on my guide on how to import things from Japan. And then for my last Switch game, I have 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, and this is a game I've been really looking forward to. It was originally on the PS4, but this has a mix of visual novels and tower defense gameplay. I think this was originally supposed to be a PS Vita title, but due to some performance issues, they had to move it over to the PS4 or maybe something along those lines. But this is definitely suited, I think, for the handheld. And I'll actually go more into this game because I started playing it this month, so I'll just put that aside for now. And because this is getting a little long, I'm not going to include 3DS titles that I've already shared in my collection video. A few of those were this month's pickups, but 2 of the titles that were not in that video include Etrian Odyssey 4. So this is the first Etrian Odyssey game that I've bought, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I've seen a lot of fan boards, and people say that the 4th one is their favorite out of the series because it uses both sort of, I think, sky ships and sea battles, and it's just, I think, a good fusion of all the things that the Etrian Odyssey has. So I'm excited to play this and see how I like these first-person dungeon crawlers with map building mechanics. And then the other game I got was this Story of Seasons game, and I mentioned in my collection video that I've been trying to get more into farming simulators, and this is the first Story of Seasons game, so I thought I should give it a shot. And so this is not sealed like 3DS games are supposed to be sealed. I bought this new for an okay price. I used some Amazon gift cards to kind of justify buying this new. So I don't know if this is an official sealed game, or I did hear some of the more recent reprints of the Atlas games, they started just using the kind of regular saran wrap packaging. So I don't know if XC does that too, or if that's just an Atlas thing, and this is just not a new copy. But yeah, I'm not sure when I'll get to this game because I have so many other farming simulators that I think I want to try out first. And then quickly, I've been trying to pick up some PS Vita titles, and I have successfully picked up a few so far. All 4 of these games are Otome games, which Vita is very rich in. So Let's start off with the first one, which is Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly. This is probably the most expensive one out of the bunch, but I think I got a pretty decent deal on that. And then we have Seven's Scarlet, Norn 9. And then we have this one, which I might mispronounce, Okioki. And so this is the first one. There is a part 2 that apparently you have to also own for part 1 to make sense because of how the story progresses, and you kind of have to go back and forth between the carts, which is a little annoying, but this is supposed to be one of the best Otome games of all time. But anyway, as you can see, I have a lot of visual novels on my plate, so I'm probably going to start one of these sometime next month. And now to get into the games that I played this month. I feel like I probably should have split this up into 2 separate videos. But I'm pretty sure the upcoming months I won't have as many games to share for pickups, so we'll just have a nice long video. But let's start with 13 Sentinels here, which I mentioned during the pickup section. And I haven't played too much of this game because it recently came out. I've just completed the prologue, but I can say that I really am enjoying this game. It's a nice sort of 2D side-scroller aspect that Vanillaware is known for, and I really like how they integrated the visual novel aspects of this game. It's a very unique experience, and I love the art style. Hand-drawn figures, I think, really stand out. I really like the time-traveling aspect, and I've also not played tower defense games, but I feel like they integrate the visual novel aspects and the tower defense really well into the story, and I'm definitely going to be playing and hopefully finishing up this game in May, so I'll probably have more thoughts to share in next month's video. So one of the games I've talked about on this channel already that I've been playing is Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor Overclocked, and I've sunk in 50 hours into this game so far, and I really enjoy this game. I think it blends the best of the strategy RPG genre with a turn-based genre into one, and so you have the grid-like system to move around in battles like Fire Emblem, though unlike Fire Emblem there's no permadeath. So if your character dies or if your demons die, so those are your battle companions, they will just be resurrected with full health after the battle ends. And the turn-based system is really interesting with the sort of 2 rounds that you could go through, and all the different stats, moves, and special abilities influence how the battle turns out. So I really like the blend of these 2 genres essentially together. And the other thing I really liked about this game is the demon fusion system. And so you pick up demons through auctions, and so you get basically mako or money after battling other demons, and you could use those funds to then bid on other demons to join your party and form a contract with. And with all those demons you're collecting, you can fuse them together to form more powerful demons and sort of select the traits you want from those demons to make your new demon. So that fusion system is really fun, and I've spent a lot of time just kind of grinding some of my demons to pick up certain traits in order to then fuse them into the desired next level up demon. So the gameplay I think is definitely top notch in this title. And I really enjoyed the story of this too. You play as a high school student like any JRPG, and you and your friends somehow get locked into Tokyo, and there's no way out because the government has barricaded all of the exit points, and there's a lot of confusion of why that's happening, and you see these demons start appearing, and with you and your friends you have to figure out a way to navigate this new Tokyo and how to survive. And then I guess for some quick minor criticisms, while I did enjoy all the voice acting and interactions between the characters, it was almost like a visual novel in a way of how the story progressed. I didn't like how your character, there are different choices of things to say to other characters, and it didn't really seem to matter which one you picked. I think it would have been interesting to see how your dialogue would influence the story. But you do have some control of how to choose the route in sort of the places within Tokyo that you decide to visit. So I guess that was sort of how they wanted you to progress in the story. and finalize what path you would go down. The other criticism I have in starting this New Game Plus is that going through all the different routes, it seems like it's going to be very repetitive. You're able to bring some of your abilities with you from the cleared game into a new route, but there's a lot of repetitiveness in the plot. So what I've been doing is basically just trying to hurry through the early levels, so basically the first 3 days or so, and I haven't really, I think, been able to select a new route yet. I'm not at that point, but I'm hoping there'll be enough content there towards the end to make that worthwhile. I think at the moment what I might do, because I don't really like this repetitive nature of the New Game Plus, I might just move on to the second game and maybe revisit this first game later on once there's been time to see it again with fresh eyes. Yeah, so I'm probably going to be playing this sometime this month. That is my goal, and I've heard really good things about this. And I'm really excited to see how Record Breaker changes things up in this formula. And then quickly, some games that I was dabbling in a bit last month was Rune Factory 5. And this was actually one of my highly anticipated games for this year. And I've actually not played much of it. I think I've only put in about 5 hours so far. And while I have been enjoying it, it's really slow to start. Some of the performance issues did sort of have me shy away from this game a little bit, hoping there would be some sort of patch. But I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon, or if at all. So I think what I might be doing this month is putting some more hours in here and kind of building up your characters so that you reach a point where everything else starts to get more addicting. So I'm sort of just in the early stages of this game and hoping to play more. The other game that I've been dabbling in a bit this month is the DLC to Xenoblade 2, the Torna Golden Country. I have the Japanese version you see here because the North American version is very expensive, but the Japanese version has English on the cards, and I think I picked this up for $30 instead of the ridiculous 100 plus we're asking for the North American version these days. But I did recently finish Xenoblade 2, I want to say 2 months ago, and I really enjoyed that experience. And I was planning to hold off on Torna Golden Country for a little bit longer, but with the announcement of Xenoblade 3 and all the trailers we've been having, I'm very much hyped for that game, so I wanted to finish this game before the new game comes out with that new early release date. I haven't made much progress in this game yet, but from what I played, I've been enjoying it. I do like how they freshened up the battle system and that you switch back and forth between the wielder and the blade. I'm blanking on the correct terms. But yeah, I'm hoping to play more of this game and learn more about the prequel to Xenoblade 2 and sort of tie up those loose ends I think the second game left us with. And I'm very curious to see what they'll be doing with the third game. That I'm very much anticipating and rather impatiently waiting to buy the collector's edition. I'm sort of annoyed that it's only going to be available on my Nintendo, so I have all my notifications up on Twitter and all that, hoping that I'll be able to snag a copy before scalpers or everything sells out. So we'll see how that works. But yes, those were all the pickups I had in April, as well as some of the games that I played, and hoping to continue in May. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will try to be consistent with the series. I might tweak some things here and there to make it a little bit more streamlined, but we'll see how this series evolves. And I do have a special haul video of 3DS games coming in the mail soon, so I might share those before my monthly pickup videos, but we'll see what I end up doing. But that's everything. Until my next video, bye guys.